Hi, my name is Felix, and as a multi-potentialite, I obviously have a lot of different interests and I start a lot of different projects. But sometimes, like today, I feel like I'm spreading myself too thin and I'm not focused enough on what is really essential and really important. And because of this, my progress is slower than I like it to be. And by the end of this video, I sorted out most of the project, so I'm laser focused on what is really important to me so I can make insane amounts of progress in a very short amount of time. And if this is something you're struggling with as well and you want to know how I do it and how you can learn it for yourself, then stay tuned and I'll show you in this video. And I already wrote down all the projects that I'm currently working on and that I have in my mind and that I've been trying to make progress and wanting to make progress. And I feel like I'm not going as fast as I want to, and I'm not making as much progress on the things that are really meaningful to me. So I wrote them all down and we're going to sort them out and we're going to sacrifice a few things. So I'll start focusing on just a handful, like the essential for you, and make a lot more progress. So the main problem, for example, I sorted this in like business, career goals, and on the other side, I have my personal stuff. And for example, let's start with the career things. I have a few things that I've been building and working on. For one is my agency, which I grew to 48K per month already in the past, and I want to continue to grow this. And this is like one thing I work on. And obviously for yourself, you make these specific, but I'm not going to put in every number here in the video. Then the other thing is I want to build a community around like creative people and that aligns with the YouTube channel and stuff. Then on the other side, I want to grow this YouTube channel, which I'm doing right now, and continue to upload consistently on a regular basis and to improve my video quality and make better videos, better thumbnails. Then I've been dabbling a little bit in AI automation, and especially my dad runs a furniture store and I've been doing some AI stuff for him, which was somewhat on my mind to maybe pursue this more and get or win a few more clients for this. And the other thing is some type of consulting or lead gen for furniture stores. Again, my dad has a furniture store. I've been doing lead gen and marketing for him for many, many years. And it's always an option to go out and to sell to more furniture stores by using him as a case study. And I worked with furniture stores in the past. So it's kind of been something that was on my mind as well. On the other side, I have my personal things, and I want to do a mountain expedition, even though this is spelled wrong. And then I want to optimize my blood work because I've been doing blood work over the last years, and I realized there's some things I want to improve on, and that are really important, and that also fuel my progress here because I realized I had a lot of heavy legs and they didn't recover as fast as I wanted and as fast as they used to do in the past. So I started with taking blood work and seeing if I have some nutritional deficits, which I did have, but they are not as easy to fix as just taking a zinc supplement. So it will take me a little bit longer and I might have to go to some other doctors in order to really solve this long term. Then I want to learn like music production and Logic Pro. I want to deepen my relationship or my loving relationship. I want to grow my network and my community of in-person friends. I want to move, maybe abroad, maybe somewhere in Munich, Germany, but long-term, certainly somewhere abroad. So, and as you can see, those are already 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 11 different things. And obviously this is way too much. And the problem is exactly what I explain in all the other videos. And if this is your energy, okay, then by having 11 different things that occupy my mind and my focus and my energy, all these arrows go in 11 different directions. Okay, I'm not going to draw 11 because it already takes me much longer than expected to draw even one. And as you can see here, by having so many different things, I'm obviously making just maybe 10% progress here, okay? Another 10 over here, another 10 over here, another 20 maybe over here, 20 over here, and maybe another 15 over here, or 10 again. And because of this, I feel not so satisfied with my progress, and because if I don't make too much progress and I'm not really growing and learning the skills, then I don't feel so fulfilled. And the answer for me is always to focus down, to really focus on what is really important and to dial in so I can make more progress on what's meaningful to me. And because I make more progress, I feel more fulfilled, more energetic, I get better results, it's more fun. Everything pretty much changes once you start focus. And again, as a multi-potentialite, you get excited very easy. There's shiny objects that come into your way, other opportunities, you get excited, enthusiastic about something. So you continuously have to be with your finger on the pulse in order to do this. Okay, and another thing I did, which is somewhat really helpful for this. So another thing I did, which is really helpful for this as well. Okay, once we have this and we actually visualized what it is that all the energy we have on a given day goes into, then you have like all these different things. And I'd say in my case, they represent some type of goal I want to do in the future, or I want to get done this year or in the next few months. But this is too much. You can't work on 11 goals and expect to even reach one. So what I'm doing right now is to really filter out what is really the most important and the most meaningful to me. And I do this by just looking at these things and asking myself, what goal, dream would change everything or make a huge difference, or some type of variation of this. But you just want to ask and find out, like, what's the goal, what's the dream that literally, if I achieve only this, it would change everything. Okay. And in my case, it would certainly be to growing my agency and to continue to grow my agency. Why? It's pretty simple. The agency provides, it's my cash cow, it provides my income, it provides all the other things. And obviously, the more my income grows, the more I can build system there, the more I can acquire skills, the better I can get at marketing and servicing my clients and all these other things. It literally changes everything, and it fuels all the other dreams as well. So many of the other dreams are getting easier by having even more cash, by having even more skills, even more systems thinking, a team and stuff like this. So this is for me something that would change everything. And again, make this specific for yourself. Like, what are the numbers if you want to grow some business or some skill? Then the other thing for me is to grow this YouTube channel to, again, some type of subscriber, like 1K, 10K, I don't know. And this as well, it would change everything, because I know having a personal brand is an incredibly valuable asset, not just for business purposes, but also for building communities, meeting people, networking. Again, for business stuff as well, but also skills. I learned so many different skills: talking, speaking, charisma in a way, editing, coming up with ideas, so many different things. And it also fuels my other goals, because if I grow my own YouTube channel, since I work with coaches, a lot of them, I help them scale, so to speak, from like 20 to 100K per month. But a lot of them benefit a lot from starting a YouTube channel. And by having my own YouTube channel, I can take this as a USP in my agency as well, which allows me to then not just run the ads for coaches and help them build their funnels and write their ad copies and stuff like this, but I can also advise them on building a YouTube channel on the side, which then benefits me as well, because if they build a YouTube channel, they can get more high ticket clients. And if I do some type of share deal with them, or like revenue share deal, I benefit from them having this personal brand as well. So it does fuel the other goals as well, and it changes everything as well. And again, having a personal brand allows me then it opens new business opportunities, more community network opportunities, and in my agency and skill opportunities for sure. And I have this quote, which I read in the book, and I just read it earlier, and it says, your odds of success double with every skill you acquire. So the more skills I can acquire, the more useful skills and valuable skills for other people I can acquire, the more my odds of success double with every single one I acquire. So the more I have, the more the better I am at them. So at least my understanding, the more insane will the success be and the bigger the success. Okay, so the third one is certainly for me to deepen my relationship even more and to work on having an even more fulfilling relationship, and that it's just a source of strength and I feel good, and it just, yeah. My relationship even more. And it also gives me a nice balance, because obviously the agency is like the business goal. The YouTube channel is also somewhat a business goal, but it's much more purpose driven for me and value driven, because it's a goal I've really set based on my values and all these other things. The agency as well, I optimize a lot for my values. And then obviously having the relationship is personal thing that gives you fulfillment. And the last one that would change everything for me is like learning music production, Logic Pro. For one, it's a cool skill to have. And the other thing is, by having a hobby that I'm really good at and I do every single day for like 1, 2, 3 hours, it allows me also to not burn out and to have this creative outlet. Because I did this in the past where I was just working on my business, I had no hobbies, removed pretty much everything else. But then I ended up feeling like very stressed and very burned out a little bit and exhausted, because I didn't have anything that was filling up my cup. And the Logic Pro thing is something that fills up my cup, and it allows me to just have fun, not because I want to achieve some certain outcome with it, but just I want to do it for myself. I love house music, electronic music, and by learning this, it's such a amazing outlet for me to also improve my creativity. Okay, so those are my 4 goals that I want to focus on, meaning I'll be removing in some way all the other ones, okay? And I know for multi-potentialites, this is the hard part. And for me as well, it's something I resist because I don't like to do it, but it's beneficial. Okay, let's do them green, the ones I continue to do. Yeah, this one. Okay. Then we do this. And this. Okay, so the other ones. Now, it's not just enough for me to say that I'm not going to do it, because then I still have the loop in my mind. And I would be wondering like, oh, when should I start doing it again? Should I ever start doing it again? Is it parked forever? Then it might feel like, oh, I'm leaving this on the side and I can't do it. And I know for multi-potentialites, it's a little bit hard sometimes to decide for one interest or for one goal. But the thing is, we just have to adjust them a tiny bit in order to close the loop and to not feel worried about these, or that they are still running in the back of your mind. And let's do this together. Just cleaning them up a little bit so we can write a little bit more stuff there. Okay, so build a community. This is something I could potentially do. Like right now, it's not gonna do much. So I would say I can start doing this if, for example, my YouTube channel has 1K or 10K subs. Then I would actually start thinking about building a community or having a place for my people where they come together, where we can talk and share. Because right now it doesn't do anything with the subscribers I have. Like there needs to be some base. So I would park this and I would not focus on this at all, not worry about it until I have at least 1,000 subs on my YouTube. Then I can start putting time and energy into this thing. The AI automations, I think I'm just going to kill this in general, because right now it's just a distraction. I mean, yes, there's much opportunities. I use it in my agencies and I know there's a market for it. But I'd say I'm not going to focus on this until I make at least X per month with agency. So you can set your goal there. But for me, until I achieved some certain revenue number that is relevant for me, I'm not going to focus on everything else because it's just going to be a distraction. The same for the consulting here. I can do this if, for example, I get really tired of working with coaches or I want to do something else. In that case, it could be, but again, I would have to set some marker for this so I don't think or worry about this. So I don't know, again, I could say like X amount of ref with like coaches or something. Or I can say I work with like X amount of coaches that are in a certain niche. So for example, I worked with a lot of coaches before, but maybe I want to go into more, I only work with dating coaches because I feel like they're more aligned, for example. And I work with 3 more dating coaches and I end up really not liking it and I don't like the audience anymore. I don't want to work with dating coaches at all. Then only then I would be allowed to think of changing my positioning and my niche. Okay, so there has to be some labor there, but I would probably do it something like this. Then the blood work, this is not really something to do, but the mountain expedition. So I scheduled this one for September 26th, but again, I'm not going to make it this year because I discovered I have these nutritional issues with some markers in my body, and that caused me to not have the energy and not the ability to train on that volume and that level that I need to in order to successfully summit that mountain. And it's also right now not the most important thing that would change everything for me to climb up that mountain. So I would probably just postpone it for a year and I would reschedule the thing, which I can do. And again, I'm not quitting this. I'm just rescheduling it to a later time. It's a very big difference. And that's why you have to set these markers here so it doesn't feel like, or you doesn't talk yourself into that you're quitting these things, because you're not. You're not saying, I'm not doing this right now and I only start working or thinking about this until I achieved something else that is more meaningful to me. Then I can go back to it. And if you then end up not liking it, and even if right now, if there's something you don't like or you don't want to do, then just kill it because it's just going to distract you. The moving thing, again, I'm also not going to do it right now. I would also, there's some other things. For one, my girlfriend, she's not from Germany and she moved here, but she's getting close to her passport. She lived here for a long time now. And only if that is settled, we can actually start thinking about moving abroad. And maybe also for you, if there's some business thing, like for example, if you start a new business and you're like, hey, if I make 10K, then I can move and travel. That was what I did in the beginning when I started my agency, like, I don't know, 6 years ago or so, or 7 years. That was my goal. And I would probably do something similar here if that's your goal. But in my case, I would probably say something around my girlfriend, that when she has her, and we can travel together, and then we can travel and find a new place we want to live. And grow network, I would probably also, it's not super important for me right now. I would probably do it for one, if I move to a city where I also have a higher, or where more people that I really connect with, because right now I'm living in Munich and I did a lot of networking here, but I realized that I'm not fully vibing with these people here and the average person that lives here. It's not really my type of people. And I would probably go much harder on it and really prioritize it once I live, for example, in Sydney or LA or Barcelona or London or some city where I know the people I want to really connect with and kind of my avatar is there. And then I would go a lot more out and I would attend like events and stuff like this and join clubs in order to really prioritize this. So I would do it then. And now we have closed all these different loops. and I'm pretty clear what I need to do, and I already feel lighter and much more focused on these things because I don't have to worry about all the other 7 things. I can just focus on the 4 things that are really important, and I know what to do there every single day, and I can just focus on doing these things, and I'm not distracted anymore with all the other ones.